Hello, Wayfarers! Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade Twilight. We're back again with another episode of this insane game, and it got so intense last time, and we're all really scared about what's going to happen. So we'll hand over to our wonderful GM Fee so that she can tell us about all of the awful things that she's been doing to us.
I have been doing nothing of the sort, guys. Just putting that out there.
To be fair,
yeah,
I've done plenty of awful things to you in games as well.
I think you're the worst.
Sure.
Possibly.
I distinctly remember very horrible things that you have done to some of my characters, so this is maybe slight payback. Anyway, so last session, we had well, basically Rob woke up in the sewers. I think by now everybody's figured out what Cal, I should say, is a giant bat.
No, not my bat.
Hashtag not my bat.
Yeah.
It's the next t-shirt.
Lou met the ratlings and got the
They were
shit kicked
fucking
out
weird.
I love those.
Forgot about the
ratlings.
rattling.
shit kicked out of him. Yep, got the shit kicked out of him.
Yep.
Let's see.
You got a character like Lou. Every now and then he's got to get the shit kicked out of him just to keep
Yeah, you
him
gotta
in
get slapped. You
place.
gotta get slapped.
Well,
we're
you know,
low
now
tier
is-
vamps. Yeah.
Now his dead ex has come back into the picture, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yes, David. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, David's back potentially. Yeah, Esme's pretty sure he's a spectre, so that's fun. Let's see. You guys discovered that the package of the head and spine was picked up by a little old lady, who seemed like she was being manipulated by something, and then Tabitha straight up murdered her in the middle of the street, which was excellent. But a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, right? Just
No, I'm actually in support of you. She was a problem.
yeah.
Weirdly.
And
Also, I just want to point, we wildly misjudged that storyline. Because we're like, head in a box,
I
we're
felt
going to
really
scare
wrong.
this guy into not bothering us anymore. And then it turns out, no, that goes way deeper than we thought.
Yeah, we goofed on that one. It was like no, the red trail of dust or whatever that was calling. It was like okay,
Because
this is above our pay grade actually.
I genuinely remember when we were doing that, it was like, this is to close off this chapter so we can focus on other things. And it's like, nope, it goes way
Little
deeper.
lady.
Exactly right. Yeah. Another can of worms that we thought we could shelve away.
Yep. And I'm just trying to think if there was anything else.
All I remember is at the end of the session, Lou went and hid in the sewers underneath Prey and sent a message to Lenora from his old Toreador clan. And that's all I remember happening at the end of that session.
And then I'm just trying to think because Reinhardt was trying to get in touch with Aquila to see if she knew something about dealing with a spectre. And then I personally don't remember seeing a time and a date, but if I did say a place
Sorry, we
and a
can.
time,
I don't mind. We can skip. We can do it another
no,
time.
it's fine. It's gonna have to happen because they're gonna have to do something. I mean, it's up
And
to
we
you
can just
about what
move.
you guys.
We could just leave.
I will say that over the course of the night, Lou has been getting constant messages from David because he did say soon, and soon has been and gone.
Yeah.
So
Lou
yeah,
is attempting to be diplomatic and just messaging back, going, "Sorry, got caught up with something. I am coming over. I just, yeah, just bear with me," and shit like that to try and stall.
You're right there.
You'll be there in soon. Um, okay, so during your daytime rests, um, Tabitha, you end up having some not very pleasant dreams. Um, consequences. Um, so, um, you get lots of memories of your past. A lot of them are ones that you had suppressed, not necessarily because they were horrific in the traditional sense of things being horrific, but they were painful. Um, so it was obviously hailing all the way back to when you were a child, in the club, and you know you get vague flashes of you being turned. Most people don't remember being turned into a vampire. It's a very traumatic experience, but you get flashes of it, and there's lots of bickering between Walter and Charlie. So you don't get a lot of rest. So when you wake up in the morning, your hunger is at 3.
That's not good.
Mm.
Sorry, I missed that very last thing that you had said.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just gonna say when you wake up in the morning because you didn't get a good rest, your
Yeah.
hunger is at 3.
3. All right.
3.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm Tabitha is obsessively cleaning her room. Probably not in a way that makes any sense to anybody, including her. She's just moving things from one spot to the other, trying to make space, trying to make sense of anything. She's kind of lost and hearing things, probably piling things up in front of whatever window is in that room that's probably already boarded off.
yeah, while this is all going on, Becky's suspiciously quiet. It's almost like you can hear an echo of her, but it's being drowned out by mainly Walter going, do you remember, and like flinging like all of these memories of bloodlust, like before you got control of yourself, your willpower, before you figured out like what way suited you best to feed when you were a young vampire and you just went for it. He's sending all of those memories to you. It's almost like he's on a warpath.
She just kind of probably curls up in the corner of her room and just starts piling stuff in front of her and just like trying to cover her ears and starts singing really loudly. Yeah, that's what she does. Scream singing.
I mean, that's always a good thing to do.
Lou could definitely hear.
I mean, if he's come back.
He's still in the sewer.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So,
So is
yeah,
this is the next day, the next night?
Yeah. The next night, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lou is Lou feels guilty, and feels like he's put you in too much danger at this point, so he's keeping his distance until the David situation's dealt with.
She'll just start. That'll probably get too much, and she'll just fucking shut up. And she'll just start essentially swearing at Charlie and Walter to stop. Not that I'm not expecting them to, as a
No.
player, but Tabitha's just that she needs to stop. She needs to get out.
Okay, can you do just a straight resolve roll for me?
Yeah. All right, consequences. Fun.
Yep.
Where's where's my resolve? There it is. 3. Ooh, that's a critical success, a success, and a critical fail.
Okay, so you manage to sort of quiet them down enough for you to realize that you either need to feed or you need a distraction. You know that way where sometimes just you manage to focus on something, like
Yeah.
maybe like a spider crawling up the wall or something, just or a dot on the wall, just something. And you get a sort of moment of clarity when
Yeah.
you're like, you need to get out.
She sees a spider on the wall. She sees it, screams and attacks it, smashes against the wall, and then she leaves the place. She will lock every lock on the door when she leaves, including the lock on her bedroom that I'm assuming she has.
Why wouldn't she?
And she's gonna go to the club. If she sees somebody, she's in hyper paranoia mode.
Mm-hmm.
So she's watching everyone around her. If she feels like someone is following her, she will lead them towards. She'll duck up a different way. Yeah. Does she feel like anyone's following her?
I was
guess
going to
that's a
say,
good
do an awareness roll.
Okay.
Or if she thinks that there's someone following her.
That's a critical fail.
Okay.
I'm just rolling awareness. Nothing
Yeah,
else.
just straight awareness. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so there seems like there's people following you, but it's that time of night where people are going to the club.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's just one person. There's like groups of people that are going the same way. Even if you duck down an alley,
Yeah.
there's people that are going that way because it's different ways to get to the same place.
Yeah.
So there seems to be where there's not a quiet moment. There's just people everywhere, and there's just noise everywhere.
She will run to the club.
I mean, she'll get there very quickly.
And she will. Does she have the wherewithal? Nope. Wow, this is wrong. I'm putting that die over all the way over here. That was like the third
Nice
one
deal.
I've written with that one. Going away. Yeah, she'll run to the club. And find a snack.
Fair. I mean, it's that time of night where obviously some people are, there's probably about 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
There's some people that have been drinking for hours, some people that have only just started.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I think if there's someone she recognizes as someone that had been following her, she'd probably singled them out.
Okay, could you do a wits and intelligence roll for me?
Wits. Where's my intelligence? Okay. 6 and up. 4 successes.
Okay. So you spot someone that you're pretty sure was following you. They're in a crowd of people.
Yeah.
There's a guy, he looks fairly unsteady on his feet.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for you to sort of, do a little. I don't know what Tabitha's going to do. She's going to do like a come hither look and a little wink, or what? How is she
Tabitha
gonna
will
pull him on?
walk up, go between the crowd, grab his hand, and lead him towards the VIP area.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if can you do one more resolve roll for me?
Yeah.
To see whether you're gonna remain in control enough to not drain him dry.
That's 2 successes and a critical fail.
Okay.
These rolls are crazy.
Yeah. Okay, so you probably take a bit too much.
Yeah.
He's obviously still standing. It could just be the effects of the alcohol. But as you look into his eyes, he definitely does not seem as drunk as he was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And he's fully aware of what's going on.
I'll say forget.
Okay. I mean, he's not expecting it. It's like,
Yeah.
vampires exist, really? So yeah, are you gonna just get him?
She'll ask him who he works for.
Okay.
Why are you here?
He replies that he works for Jumbo, which is a supermarket brand. I don't know. Really good
Okay.
supermarkets, by the way, in Holland. And he's like, I'm just here for a friend's birthday.
Okay, with draining him, what's my hunger at now?
Your hunger's down to 1. The voices have quietened down a lot. You can almost hear Becky sort of beating them into submission a little bit. And you're starting to feel a lot better, especially
Okay.
than what you were about 10 minutes ago.
So more to my senses.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're still a little bit on edge. It was.
But this guy
you've
probably isn't involved in anything.
No, he was genuinely just a random person that was on a night out.
All right.
You can tell that from his answers, and the way that he was. Again, you're still on edge. It's been a long time since you'd had a night like that.
Yeah.
With full-blown nightmares.
Right. Tell the bar that your party can have a round of drinks on me. You can go.
He's sort of like, okay. And Dagger stumbles all along the stairs. He just looks really drunk.
Yeah. Excellent. Tabitha will sit down in the corner of the VIP room, put her headphones on because the music that's playing isn't loud enough. Turn up plug, and then I'll send a text to Lou with a question mark emoji.
Okay. So, Lou, you spent the night in the sewers. Your favorite place to be.
Lou's not feeling great. He's trying to be smart, but he's aware that he's dealing with things he doesn't understand. I think when he sees the message come through from Tabitha, kind of just look at it for a moment and then message back saying, want to keep you guys safe. Hiding out until we're ready. Keep me posted.
Tabitha will text back actual words. And she'll write, never safe. And then she'll put her phone on silent and just wait for anyone to show up. She's not going anywhere.
And in between all of this, so you can get message after message after message after message after message from David.
Yeah.
And he's starting to send messages that are very specific to what you guys went through. So it was like, remember when you used to bring me my favourite coffee? Do you remember that time at work when I took my lunch break early? Well, I took my break early because it was at night. And we fooled around in the outside the police station, and he starts sending you messages like that, like ones that unless he's actually told someone, people shouldn't really know.
Yeah. Lou is just increasingly unsettled, and I think after a point stops responding. He tried to kind of stall, but it's his nerves are getting to him, so he's literally looking out for messages only from these guys or from Lenora, and kind of ignoring anything else that comes through.
The messages are getting increasingly desperate as well. As in, like, if he were alive, he would be very much unhinged. The whole, I thought you loved me, don't you love me? Why don't you love me? Where am I? Where are you? Why did you try to hurt me? And things like that. You're hurting me now, stop it, just come back. Getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And I don't actually know if you would have had messages from anyone bar Tabby at the moment. What's Cal up to?
Sorry, I love that reaction. Yep. Why don't you love me? Where are you? You're hurting me. Yep.
Yeah.
Thumbs up
That was great,
emoji,
Matt.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's all fair. I don't know where am I right now in the timeline? The last
You
I-
just went.
yeah, I'm home, right?
Got you
Yeah,
that
you had-
camera.
'cause we had killed the I had
Yeah.
killed the old lady, and then we were like, oh, it's late,
Yeah,
we,
were
should
like-
go.
Yeah, we're done here.
Yeah.
A good day's work. Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
even
I'm sure
it,
you set up cameras, didn't you?
No,
so
we found a camera.
I didn't set up cameras. Yeah, the camera was found on the
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
there's
pseudo
the
journalist
corpse.
that got wrecked. Yeah.
Yeah, I got into 50 pieces.
So I think in Cal's mind, he's frustrated because out of character and in character, we all hoped that putting a kibosh on those human hunters was some sort of like tying up a loose end. But it's not. It's become even more of a miasma of confusion. So he's gone home to just get back to brass tacks facts. But yeah, he's got this camcorder that Lou said apparently was found in the sewers. So as a master of techie trash, he will get it to. He will try to fix it, honestly, just to see what's on it.
Okay, so obviously
Feed the cat a bit of face.
and your bat is
I
still around.
have work to do. Yeah, the bat's still around, right? I'll feed the bat
is
a bit of my
still around.
face as well.
Yep.
But like, it's getting crowded in here. I have work to do. And he like ushers them away. They don't respond,
Yeah.
obviously. They're living his.
No. The bat's like batting at the window because it comes out. But it comes
Yeah.
back every morning.
Nothing to do about that.
Yeah, so this phone, it's definitely been crushed. Whether it was by, a foot or an arm or whatever. Oh, speaking of cat. Hi, cat.
Hmm.
Oh, she's so cute. Oh.
Yeah, that's the cat in and out character. Thank you. That was
Yep.
helpful, Abu. Just so you know, yeah.
She's very cute. Yeah, so can you roll me a technology? Just a straight up
Technology.
technology roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, let me get my sheet. I haven't. I think I do have this. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm good. I'm good. That's a bit of it.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you're good with technology.
Just straight technology, yeah. Just 3
Just
dice.
straight technology. Yeah, I just want to see how much information you'll get off it. Because you'll
Okay,
have to obviously transfer
One
the SIM.
critical success, and 2 blanks, two fails.
So obviously you transfer the SIM card and memory. Micro USB card. We're good.
Mhm. I've got loads of
Perfect.
old tech as well. I'm like, no, it's not mini disc. It's not this. Yeah, I go
Yep.
for it all.
So you manage to get it into something that works. As you turn the phone on, and obviously with the SIM card, there's like loads of messages and stuff from people going, "Where are you?" You know, emails, normal
Yeah.
notifications. And as you, I don't know, do you investigate the whole phone, or are you going straight into?
No, well, he'd be more. He's not as interested as the rest of the group of what was recorded. He would want to know where his phone was the whole time. So he'd first figure out, like, I know out of character, we probably know they had it the whole time, but he would make sure of that the Rattlings had it and it didn't go anyone's hand. Hasn't been like uploaded to some crypto weirdo website. Like, he do his security checks first before he goes into the footage.
Okay. Yeah, it's basically a case of, are you trying to track it?
Sort of. I'm like making sure there's like no rootkits on this. Like no one else is in this phone. Can't look at what I'm looking at. You know, like how people can be in your
Yeah.
phone the whole time. Yeah. You make
Yeah.
sure that it's clean of that. You don't want no one else looking into his stuff.
No, I mean there's the usual things that you get on phones, like obviously all the cookies and data, you know, when they check all your data and stuff, but there's
Yeah.
nobody actually spying on them.
Mm-hmm.
For all intents and purposes, just looks like a normal person's phone.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'll set it up right. Then yeah, I will take the card from the camera and try to put it in and see. Lou seemed to think it was important, and he trusts Lou.
Okay. So as this film starts up, it's not the greatest quality, not just because it's been a bit damaged, but also because the guy's not overly charismatic on the camera. It's just this guy going, "Hey, peepers, just me, back into the sewers like I said I was gonna be, because apparently there's like some really weird stuff going on down here. People have heard like whispers, and I don't know what they're talking about." And then he's like waffling on about stuff as he's like
Yeah.
walking.
Needs to edit. Okay.
Yeah, he's almost basically like an urban explorer. Don't know if Cal would know what that is.
Yeah. I think he would actually. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's basically wandering about, marking the walls, where he's been, where he's not been. And there are noises echoing down the tunnels, because of course there are. There's a few that Cal recognizes as rattling noises. Seems fairly far away from him, but again, with the rattling, you never know. Like, you don't actually know
They've got their
how
own weird
many.
rules.
Yeah, and you also don't actually know how many there are.
No, I probably only recognise a handful of faces, right?
Yeah, and some of
Like
them
rotating
you only,
and out.
yeah, and some of them you only recognize by the voice and
Yeah, exactly.
things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
I see them as a collective anyway, so it's like to know an individual is kind of not really purposeful.
So as he's walking along, obviously, you know, it seems like this guy's getting a bit nervous, like the longer he's down there. And then all of a sudden, everything just goes dead silent. And then there's a noise kind of from behind him, and as he spins round, there's just a shriek. And then basically the camera luckily drops facing the other way. But obviously there's torches, but night vision stuff, and there's just, you hear this guy getting torn apart. There are slight flashes of something that looks like it's got claws, possibly a bit of fur, but nothing distinct. Like, there's enough to feed to the superstition and the suspicion that's going on in your mind.
Blurry silhouettes.
Yeah. And yeah, this guy, toast, you basically hear him on camera dying. And just noises of something eating him. You know, kind of like the noises cats make when they're eating wet food. Like, yeah, the whole.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I know.
That's
Yeah.
the one.
Chomp,
Yeah.
chomp, chomp. Yeah.
Yep. That's basically the noise this thing's making, and then after a while,
he no longer is
there's-
alive.
yeah, there's like a sort of squeak in the distance, and it just sounds like a normal rat squeak, like not rattling. But this thing sort of like starts to shuffle, and then it disappears. You just feel like a shadow of something disappearing down the tunnel again. And
As Cal's watching it, is it like watching something unusual, like, you know, like watching a video, or is it like, have I seen this film before almost? Is there like a sense that I've experienced this, or is it totally alien? Like, yeah, I'm watching someone get attacked.
as Cal starts watching it, he realizes that he's sort of catches himself, and he's almost making the movements of eating.
Like, see your own shadow in the shadow. Okay, that's that.
Yeah,
That's good.
and it's one of those where it's like he was completely uninterested, and then once the thing started eating, hear the noises.
It like cuts it.
It was like his
Walks
mouth
with the same
was going
shoulder
along.
twitch. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
Like he was like almost eating in time with the noises. And then like when it sort of did like a slurp, he sort of slurped at the same time. That's when he sort of jerked to and realized that he shouldn't know that was going to happen.
Okay.
Because logically that you wouldn't know.
Is it enough in character for me to be like, oh god, it's me?
I
or is
feel
it still
like,
weird?
I feel like he could probably think that it's him.
Yeah, because he knows that this is possible. It's just very rare, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also that the ratlings seem to be very protective. And Lou did say that, and obviously because Cal's the one that spends most of the time in the sewer, it stands to reason that it's something to do with Cal.
All right, cool. I will text Lou and be like, I need help. And which you'll know is a big deal for me. Never ask for help first. And I'll text Reinhardt and say, I don't believe we'll need that ritual. Technology reigns. Thank you anyway. TW anyway.
Lou just messages Cal back saying where and when.
I will reply now. Where are you?
Now in here.
Yeah. Not here, because no one goes to my house. But yeah, basically.
No one knows
right
where
here,
Cal
right
lives.
now. Yeah, he actually will reply right here, right now, and then ... not here. Actually, where are you?
Sewers beneath prey.
What? You should not go into the sewers without me, my friend. That's what he texts. This was text voice. We'll meet you there.
Thumbs up emoji.
How good is your signal? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
It's a good question.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
No, this is the thing. It's being around prey. It's surprisingly good. Like you didn't notice when you were there before, but obviously being so far underground, you shouldn't really get signal. And if you do, it'll be really spotty.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
really good signal.
Yeah, yeah, I'd imagine actually they'd set up some weird
Signal's
boxes or
weirdly good.
Yeah, exactly right. They still use tech. I'm going to turn around. Cal's gonna and like hold the bat, look into its eyes for a second, and reflect like it is his own eyes, and then let the bat go. And I'm gonna pet the cat. Cal's gonna pet the cat and like dash out into the night, like down the roof, down the side of the building he lives in. He lives in a wall of a woman's flat, and will rush to meet Lou.
Okay. Just so you know, as you hold the bat and sort of look at it, as you go to let it go, it kind of gives you what looks like a little nod, and then
Yeah.
just disappears off into the night.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so Reinhardt,
Mm-hmm.
you message. Obviously, you get a message from Cal to say, your ritual's no longer needed.
Yes.
Technology wins, reigns supreme. So at least you know that you could use it if you needed to, but at the moment it's not needed to. You do have a message back from Aquila, who tells you to meet her at the church.
Okay.
So she can answer your questions.
Okay. I'll grab the book that I haven't been able to read yet, that I haven't actually found time to read, and Did she specify a time?
Just ASAP.
Okay.
I forget, did you mention it was a Spectre?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would have just said ASAP.
Yeah, so I'll put the book back down because I'm not going to get time to read it realistically on the way to the church, and then I'm going to I shall switch my phone off and head over to the church.
Okay, so you get there fairly quickly, and she's waiting for you at the entrance. And she's immediately like, "What do you mean, Spectre?"
So you know those people
No,
that I hang out with.
Uh-huh.
So one of them, of course, it was a Torador. Decided to use his wits and his charm and lack of intelligence to seduce a police officer who has now arisen from the dead.
Right.
Yep. And we went to speak to Esme. She said she believes it was a spectre. And she seems very strangely knowledgeable about many things that concern me.
Like what?
Was she here when I talked to my sire about what was going on with those bodies? Is she aware? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think she was there. Like she was hovering at the doorway, but she was there.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you: are you aware of what me and my sire spoke about previously?
Yes. Do you mean the bodies and things?
Yes. Apparently, Esme knows what they're being used for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if she's in the Camarilla, that kind of makes sense.
She sounded very worried about it.
Oh, that's not
No.
good.
So she understands what's going on there. Something, as far as I can tell, even our sire doesn't. Well, my sire. I don't know. Is he your sire? I can't remember.
Yes.
Oh. You have my condolences.
Well, you know what they say. Upgrades every time. She's younger than you, by the way.
Oh, I wouldn't be sure about that. But yes, so she seems to know what's going on there, and she's also sure that this is a spectre. Which I don't know how we deal with that.
Spectres are a bit tricky. I've never personally dealt with one. I have been involved in the aftermath of one, and that was unfortunate. I was still involved. I know that you can use magic to destroy or enslave or banish one. Theoretically, I have the spells for it. I've just never had the spectre. Actually, I should say I've never had people that I trust enough to make sure I don't die before I can use the spells on it.
Well, they have their uses. I think they will protect me. So, what do you need from me?
I'm not sure. I don't actually have the spells on. It's not something I carry around all the time. Other things to deal with, apart from your nonsense. But I don't know. I would have to get the book, like my book.
Okay, where's the book?
Tell you what, I will go and get the things and what I think you'll need, and I can drop it off somewhere when I go to do other things.
As always, you've been specifically vague enough to be of great help.
Thanks, that's what I'm here for.
I know. Do you know when you might be able to drop it off?
Within the hour.
Okay.
As far as
Can
I'm
you?
aware, I have everything I need.
Okay. Well, can you drop it off at where I stay?
I should be able to do that.
Thank you. And there's like a note of disgust when he says this. I appreciate this. Like it's almost like it physically hurt him.
Oh, she knows, and she is super smug. Like, she's literally like beaming at you. Like, yeah, I can get it for you, and she will be there in a timely manner, and you know that she will, so she's gonna rub it in your face.
Yeah. So what's your bets on these bodies then?
From what I can tell, it seems to be some sort of ritual or summoning circle, or well, not circle. I don't suppose it would be a circle. I don't know. I haven't seen all of them together, but it looks like it's some sort of. From the runes that I've been able to see and recognize, it seems like summoning something.
Of interest. Could you summon through time if you were powerful enough?
I mean, theoretically,
Yeah.
yes. I don't think it's ever been done before.
Yeah.
Using a lot of power to do that. A lot of energy.
Yeah. I think that it's never been done might be about to break.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're thinking it's back in time?
I think they're bringing something forward.
Oh. Oh, that would be much more difficult than sending someone back.
Yeah, I think it's bringing something forward. That's my thoughts.
Oh, that would, as you know, there's always a price to pay with magic. The stronger, more powerful the magic, the bigger the cost.
Hmm.
That would take a lot of. I don't know.
Souls.
I mean, yeah, souls are powerful. A lot of
Mhm.
energy. I mean, if you finally deal with the spectre, you know. Again, I've only seen the aftermath.
Imagine you had a nightclub where people went in, and then when they left, they weren't the same. When you did this for thousands of people, potentially every night.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, but yeah, the thing is, you couldn't take all of their soul, or they would almost cease to exist.
Yeah,
Like
just
the
enough.
body wouldn't be the person wouldn't be the person anymore.
It would just be a walking shell.
Yeah, and if you've got thousands of people doing that, that's going to draw some attention.
Not if you've got strong enough magic to keep people away.
But even still, if you're talking that there's thousands of people have been in and out of this club, and
That's just a guess. Thousands. I mean, we'd have to look into it. I'd have to look into it.
yeah,
But
but even a few hundred, even in a city like this, if there was reports of people all of a sudden acting like dolls or mannequins or whatever, you know, that's it would be picked up by someone. Not necessarily the humans,
mhm.
but that would definitely grab the sheriff's attention.
I mean, the sheriff who's actively looking into the whole human battery bodies. You mean that sheriff?
That's the one. Yep, the
Yeah.
sheriff that knows everything and everyone, and will not hesitate to murder us all if we're not careful.
Yeah.
That sheriff.
Yeah. So what if? I don't know. I don't know if it is, but I'm starting to get a feeling that they're trying to pull something through time because there's already something in the where this is. How much do you exactly know?
I mean, I know it's got something to do with that new club.
Do you know what's
I
in the
feel
new
like
club?
everybody knows.
Yeah.
Not exactly. Every time we try to look, either people don't come back or people come back but not the same.
Okay. I got blood from one of the victims.
Uh-huh.
There's something very old in there that's draining people.
Oh.
As in older than him.
Oh.
Yeah.
How many are older than him?
Well, he's not ancient.
No. No, he's not. But I mean, I don't know. I think there's maybe a handful older than him in this country.
I don't know if they are feeding it or keeping it subdued.
It could be both.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Maybe we should have a chat when you pop around again.
I don't know if I'll have time.
Maybe if I survive the Spectre, maybe we can have a bit more of an in-depth conversation about this, because I feel...
Yeah. I would like to pick your brains a bit, Spectre.
Yeah. Is there...
If you survive.
If I survive. If I do, is there... I mean, Does it leave any type of remains behind? Would you want any? I don't know. I've never really read into ghosts much. It's not something I'm got much interest in.
The problem with specters is they can possess mortals, which can make them a little bit tricky sometimes. I mean, I personally don't care whether a mortal lives or dies.
Understandable.
They are the inferior species, as we know.
We did start as mortals. Well, our clan started as mortals, remember? Well,
Yeah, and
adjacent to mortals.
we became better than them. So, anyway, but I do know that specters can't take or deal damage when they're not in a physical form. But getting them to take a physical form, because they're more likely to try and possess mortals. So if you were going to fight one, I'd try and get one as far away from mortals as possible.
It's already an immortal.
Oh, in that case, you want to get that mortal as far away from other mortals as possible.
I have an idea.
Oh, is that a flicker of a candle I see above your head?
Yes.
Wow, half a brain cell. Good
I know.
start,
I know between us, it might even be a full one.
I mean, speak for yourself. We've got a raging inferno up here. Anyway, I've got to go. I have things, because as that's happened, you hear a beep in her pocket. She's like, gotta run.
Yep.
Errands to do, people to decapitate. You know how it is. I will drop things off within the hour for you.
Yep.
Hopefully with everything you need. I might throw in a bit extra just in case, because again, I've never done these spells.
Get more far away. Okay.
And if you succeed, you can keep that spell. Not the book, but you can keep the spell.
Yep.
I feel like you'd have earned it.
You know I'm going to read the book.
If you can. Hello! She's like, bye! Just sort of hops off down the road.
Yep. I just have one last look around the church.
Uh-huh.
Where's the scrapyard from here?
What, the junkyard?
Yeah, the junkyard, yeah.
It's probably a fair distance away.
Okay.
You're almost in like an abandoned church, an abandoned graveyard. It's one of those places where people know it's there, but the only people that really go there are either kids wanting to be out of the way or like homeless people.
Okay.
And it's easy enough for you guys to hide from them if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the club. Well, actually, am I? Because I need to get this thing in an hour. So, what I'm gonna do is probably have a wander around, trying to figure out where the most non-populated part is. My initial thought is the junkyard, or the scrappies, whatever you want to call it, because we know there's strange noises in there. So, when it all kicks off, there's already a bit of cover.
Yeah.
That's fair.
My other thought is into the sewers.
Yeah. Actually, no, that could work, because I don't think the rattlings are technically classed as mortals. They're just
But then
things.
I don't really want them getting involved.
That's true, they would get involved.
So it's making me think junkyard or somewhere else. I'm probably going to spend some time, like walking around trying to figure out where. And I'll probably switch my phone back on and say, and just send a quick message to everyone saying, researching, be in touch soon. And then I'll switch the phone back off.
I feel like we need to like family counseling about communication.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of communication, though, the chat was going mental in there, and I was like,
We're just
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah, I
figure
think-
out-
Yeah, don't worry.
Checked
about
in
it.
on Zoom and it was like 16 messages had gone through.
It's just me. It's just me and Sarah trying to figure out what's happening.
no, it's
Let's do
fine.
this,
But it
let's
was
do
that
that.
way when I was like, I can't look at it because I'll just look at it.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
gonna-
don't let it influence.
No, don't
you.
worry
It's
about
just
it.
us postulating. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Tabitha, if I can,
Yes.
while she's listening to her music, she's just gonna naturally fall into this, like she's thinking about everything that's been going on.
Yep.
And I
That's
think
fine.
she will just naturally fall into her trance.
Yep.
And specifically looking at the head. Thinking about the
Okay.
head of Ben. You know, the one that was in the box.
Yep.
And no longer in the box. That means somebody
Ooh.
took it out of the box.
Yep.
And then put this other stuff in the box. And so I think she's thinking about that and just trying to imagine it where it went.
Okay. Okay, so I imagine obviously she's feeling a lot better, but because of everything that's been going on,
Her head's a mess.
I was gonna say it's actually a lot more
She may
open than it usually is.
physically feel better, but mentally she does not.
Yeah.
She also
So
wants to
I-
ask Charlie a question at some point.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, as Tabitha sort of starts to sink into the Zen mode,
Yeah.
for like her sort of visions, she gets like thrown into something. Like it's
Awesome.
there's no preamble, there's absolutely nothing. It's like 1 minute she's like there and the next it's like a falling dream when you feel like you're falling and then you sort of like jerk awake and you're somewhere totally different. At first it takes you a few seconds to realize that you're actually in a vision because you weren't fully expecting it to happen.
I'm totally
and
cool with her not even realizing it for like half of the time.
I mean, I feel like though you probably would because the first thing you see is this little old lady, the one that
Okay.
you brutally murdered.
All right, she
Um,
looks familiar.
Yeah. And basically she is almost like pot in better house. Like there's just doesn't even notice anything's wrong. She's just doing little old lady things. You know, she's like watering her plants and you know, doing a bit of dusting and all that sort of stuff. And then it's almost like you blink and there's someone in the room with her. You can't quite see them. So you can see sort of a vague outline, but they're very shadowy. Their voice sounds very distorted, but you can hear the conversation. And basically, it's this little old lady is like, "Oh, my dear, I haven't seen you in so long," and she like gives them a hug and things. And obviously, this voice is like, "Oh, it's so nice to see you too." I'm not doing a distorted voice; cannot do one of those. And they seem like they're having sort of a friendly chat. And you know, just general chit chat. How are you doing? How's the family? Grandkids? Blah blah blah. And this goes on for a few minutes as they're sort of wandering about this house. Then, like I say, you blink, and it's something's changed in the room. It's almost like the woman's frozen, so her eyes are sort of wide open and seem to be the only things that can look about, but the rest of her's frozen. The other shadowy figure in the room starts. You probably call it chanting. I don't know. Obviously, I know Tabitha's got her kind of own brand of magic, and obviously the visions and things like that. But I don't think she
Yeah.
actually uses magic.
No, I've got 2 pips and a colt. So
Yeah. So I imagine
Sound of it.
you would know that it's chanting. You probably wouldn't know what it says, but you
Yeah.
can feel the sort of intention of it
Yeah.
is essentially to use this woman as a puppet.
Mhm.
It's like it's almost like you think that the person from before, like the shadowed figure, and the shadowed figure now are two different people. Because before, although the voice was distorted, they were happy and cheery, and they seemed so invested in this person, and
Yeah.
they knew about their family and their life, and then all of a sudden it was like
Yeah.
frozen, starts chanting, this person's almost trapped inside their own body.
So it knew lots about this person's life, or did it just like they were putting off a show like
No, it's like they actually knew stuff about this life. Like if you were basically just being an outsider, you would have thought they would have been friends for years,
right.
or even a family member.
Okay.
The way they were going on, they were naming the kids, grandkids, pets. They knew schools, they knew jobs, they knew everything, like you would with a family or friend.
Right. Okay.
And then almost like say it's like something's just changed. They don't even seem remorseful for the fact that they're doing this.
Yeah.
They're basically turning this little old woman into a puppet. And as she sort of, like her eyes slowly start to glaze over, and then she sort of like twitches, jerks a little bit, and then almost sort of calms. And as that happens, the shadow figure is like, I need you to go to this PO box and pick up a package. Here's a list of places that I need you to go. When you get to each place, someone will be waiting for you. And you get a glance of the list, and it's basically 4 places that are just repeated. So it's like on a loop, almost. And the shadow figure basically says to the woman to take as long as you need, to take however many different routes you need to go, as long as you walk. And then she almost snaps her fingers again, and it's like this woman doesn't even realize what had happened. And then they finish the conversation, the shadowy figure goes, and then this woman gets up and trots off, doesn't even bother to lock her door, just literally gets up and trots out. And you're aware, Tabitha will have seen before when someone's been compelled.
Yeah.
Because you'll have seen Lou do things like that before. Things just a slightly different form of being compelled.
Mm-hmm.
Much stronger and much more powerful.
Yeah.
And basically Tabitha follows her to the PO box, gets the parcel, she doesn't even look in it.
Yeah.
As she gets to the first destination, there again is someone, they're not shadowy, you just never see their face. Like it's
Okay.
almost like it's through, you know, when you're at like a post office and you've got like the window to be
Yeah.
able to pass things through. It's like that, but it's all blacked out.
Okay.
And someone's like, here you go, and they swap boxes, and the box
Okay.
goes back to her. And then it's the same in the other places, and then she just constantly loops. So you know for a fact that she'd been doing it for almost a whole day.
Do I know the list of places?
You would know the places because Reinhardt's contacts.
Right.
Should you? That's how you caught up with her.
Yeah. Right. But it's only 4 places.
Yeah, but each time, like say, it's been an identical box. So
Right.
in that case, because you just put it in a nondescript brown paper bag, not bag, box, didn't you?
Yeah.
So basically, they must have either seen the box, seen you put the box in, or as she took it out, they've
Yeah.
managed to get one that was basically identical in that space of time.
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like she was carrying the same weight and everything in this box.
Okay. that poor old lady.
Mhm. Just a victim.
Yeah.
I will say as well, because just because of obviously the situation and the fact that Tabitha, although again she's been paranoid because her basically brain's been like opened up again because of all the
Yeah.
nightmares and everything, she would have known from the way this shadowy figure was talking that this woman was going to do it until she died.
Right.
Whether it was by a vampire or hit by a car or just her body given out, she would have done that until she died.
Ah, what a way to go.
Mm.
Okay. That's the end of the vision, then.
Yep. So as it is, like say you notice, it's fairly nondescript hands that are essentially passing the box in and out.
Yeah.
But you can tell, like say that there's noises in the boxes, so some of them sort of tink a little bit as you put it down. You assume that's the glass jar,
Yeah.
because it didn't seem to really be wrapped in anything. And there's another one that sort of sounds slightly squishy, which you're going to assume is head skull.
Yeah.
There's another one that sounds a little bit sort of rustly, which
Okay.
could potentially be either like paper or fabric or something like that,
Or what?
or fabric.
Okay.
And there's another one that doesn't make a noise at all. But they all seem to be the same size and weight because she doesn't. When she's
Mm.
carrying it, she's still moving the same way every time.
Yeah. Okay.
Which, now that I think about it, is actually very impressive maths.
Yeah.
Putting that out there.
um.
And then it's almost like Tabitha's not shoved out of it. It happens almost naturally, where she's following this woman round, and then you see basically yourself and Cal,
Yeah.
and you know what's going to happen.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like, whoa.
I imagine she just kind of falls out of it.
Yeah,
Distracted by something else.
probably by her own self.
Yeah.
Or maybe by Cal, being like, I've never seen him from this angle before. He could be...
No, it's like, you hear your own voice speak for the first time, or like,
Oh,
you're not used to it.
yeah.
You're like, oh, all right, I'm
And
out.
you're like, is this what I sound like to other people?
Okay. She's still alone at the club.
Yep. Yeah, there have been people that have tried to interact with you.
Yeah.
But obviously the usual bouncers that are outside of the VIP room have just sort of shooed them away because they know when you're in the zone, nobody bothers you.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that at some point in her past, Tabitha's probably broken someone's nose when they've gotten her out of the trance. Or at
Probably,
least
at least
crap out of someone.
Yeah, it would be on accident, depending on what's happening.
Oh no, I
Sometimes.
imagine it's almost like when someone scares you and you get a
Yeah.
proper fight, and some people like scream and other people punch things. And
Yeah.
I imagine she's done something like that and scared the bejesus out of somebody. So everyone's like, just leave her. She'll come out for herself.
I imagine her grabbing whatever's around and just throw it, like reflexing, hitting them with it, rather than she's not really a boxer. It's not her thing. She's not a fighter.
Yeah. I mean, she could just do like
she is a little bit.
scream.
I've got one in brawl. That's cool.
Yeah, but I imagine she could just do like horror villain scream,
Yeah.
you know, like horror monster scream where she's like, "Ah!" And it just, whatever it is, it scared the crap out of somebody once upon a time. So all of the bouncers are like, just leave her. She'll come
Yeah.
out by herself.
Okay. She'll look at her phone now. She'll probably the message. What was the message that was sent to the group?
It would be from Reinhardt. Saying, I don't know, did you actually say that you had stuff to deal with the Spectre?
Oh, right.
Not me.
That you're doing
Yeah.
research.
Yeah,
Oh, you were researching.
Be back soon.
yeah. It was just
Tabitha's
yeah,
left
just
her own
something like have to
devices.
research. Need to concentrate, that sort of thing. Just basically saying, leave me alone. I'm reading shit that is beyond your simple minds to comprehend. I don't need you interrupting me every few minutes, but not that blunt.
Subtext is real.
I don't know if this
What does this mean?
I don't
What
know
does
if this
that
is...
mean?
Yeah.
What's this
Well,
word?
I've seen that in a book before. Maybe. Oh no, not that. It was something else. What does that mean? Can I? Tabitha's left her own devices. Everyone has left her alone. She's had this vision. There is a group of people that are working against the party. And they're connected somehow to these vampire hunters. As the GM, would you allow me to essentially roll survival and streetwise to hunt one of them down?
I don't see why not. I feel like Tabitha's at this stage where she realizes that somebody. Obviously, I don't know how much Tabitha cares about little old ladies. So I think it's more someone went to a lot of effort to bamboozle you
Yeah.
with these boxes. I imagine Tabitha left to her own devices is probably not a very good idea. And it seems like a logical Tabitha step to just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna go and murder a bitch.
I'm gonna go find one of these people and say, what the fuck?
Oh,
What is
yeah.
going on?
Yeah, honestly, go for it.
You know, Peter, you're gonna tell me what. Oh, that's bad though. Can I spend, what are those things called? Willpower.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Can I spend a willpower to reroll?
Yes.
Because that's super bad.
I mean, when you do, if you fail this, you add to your.
That's fine. That's cocked. Reroll. That's still bad, but it's not as bad. It's 6 and up?
Yep.
That's one failure. No, one success.
Wow, that was a really bad roll the first time.
It was. It was 2 1s the first time. So this is one success on that.
Okay, I feel like in that case Tabitha's all gung ho, we're gonna go murder a bitch. And then as you get out of the club, and obviously start to, I don't know, what was her starting point gonna be?
What would be her starting point? Tabitha's MO. She's looking at the echoes of people's the things that she just generally sees, the shadows of from her premonitions that just happened. She would use that a bit. Smelling people. That sounds weird, but she would do that.
Makes sense.
Probably going towards the 4 places that the swaps were happening.
Okay.
That's what she would do. She'd go and talk to people as well, asking about who was around, you know, using the streetwise stuff, talking to people who are the invisible population. Yeah. She's not going to do tech stuff 'cause that's not her jam.
Yeah. Now, so Tabitha gets to, I imagine probably the first place is probably where you killed the little old lady.
Yeah.
Just because you know exactly where that was.
Mhm.
And sort of working from there. Because you've seen the route that she took. You know what the buildings look like, you just don't know the direct path to get there. So like you know the path that she took, and you could follow the path that she took, but obviously every loop that she did, she went somewhere, she took another journey.
Yeah.
So you don't know the direct route. So it's like you couldn't go from A, B, C, D. You would have to go like A, swirly all around a bit, and probably go to C, and then loop back and things like that.
Yeah.
so
She'll get
you could
distracted by
visit-
shops too and probably buy a couple things along the way.
So talking to people, obviously if you're talking to people in shops, they haven't seen a thing.
Right.
It's a business thing, they don't tend to pay attention to what's out in the street.
She wouldn't ask the shopkeepers.
Yeah, if it's more the undesirables on the street, a few of them would have seen her and thought it was a bit odd. But every time they spoke to her, she smiled, said hi, just said that she was just trying to kill a bit of time before dropping a parcel off. But because she never took the same route twice, nobody saw her come past again.
Was what about the places she went into? The people that are in there?
As you go into the first one, you can find nothing that looks like what she entered into. So in her memory, when you were following along with her,
Yeah.
you basically went into the building, and right at the side there was essentially a wall with a blacked out glass window with a hole in it,
Yeah.
and
It's not
she
there.
put the box in. She took the box in, but another box was put out, and then she walked out again, and there's nothing that would resemble that at all.
Is there anybody there though?
Yeah, there are people in the building. So two of them are basically like block flats. One of them is almost like a sort of motel type thing.
Are there cameras?
There are. Are you gonna try and see if you can see the footage?
I don't think she would. I think what she would do is send a location marker to Cal.
Okay, fair. Yeah, so you do notice that there are cameras there.
Yeah. And then I'll send an emoji camera.
I text you back. There are cameras there. Be careful.
As
Are
a
you gonna?
a camera exclamation point.
Just reply yes.
Trying to think what she would send. Because I think in her brain, the reason she does emojis because it feels faster than typing out words.
Yeah.
It's really not.
No, it's not. But I
Yeah.
think that's her
Yeah.
thing. It's
No,
like,
I
pictures.
think-
It makes sense.
Yeah. I think
Pictures
it's
tell 1,000 words.
I just think
Um,
he's constantly there, like but as soon as like we were talking about, you see the ... Carl like knows that when the ... begin, he's already like, okay, I'm ready. What are you sending?
I'll send a TV emoji. And what time was it the night before?
It would have been quite late because by the time you found
Like
her,
in the morning.
yeah, coming up to morning, so it probably would have been about maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'll probably if she'd send like a little calendar emoji with an arrow pointing to the left.
Yeah, he'd be like, what did he say?
And then that's satisfied. She's happy with that. She's gonna go
Yeah.
to the next place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe
That's
ask
fair.
her, then she can answer.
Yep.
And I think she'll probably just do that for every place.
Yeah, and have a look and see what's there. Yeah. So like say the first place is kind of like the motel, so there are cameras. It's a bit. It's one of those places where you pay cash and they don't ask questions. The second place, it's kind of out of the way again. It's one of those where the buildings have been sort of fairly spread out, but it's kind of like meandering routes between them all. So this other one, it's almost like sort of it's flats. They're not the most rundown places you've ever seen, but they're ones where the tenants, it's on a month by month basis basically. So people again in places like that come and go all the time. Nobody questions anything if you've got new neighbours. One of the other places is a workshop, like a kind of. They almost look like they make, like it's almost like a mechanics workshop, but not for cars. So it's almost like they build specialized tools in there. It doesn't look like something that upscale should be in that kind of building. It's got like specialized equipment in it. It's again, it seems fairly busy, and there's nothing that you can see that would suggest that's what she saw when she walked in. And the
Did you
last
say that
one,
that one was like But did you say it was because that's an apartment complex?
yeah, like a motel, an apartment complex.
In the apartment complex, you had where was all that equipment? It was just.
No, the apartment complex was different. That was just
Okay. Oh,
obviously
sorry.
apartments. No,
Yeah.
it was the third one was like a mechanics workshop.
Okay.
You can't quite tell what they were doing in there. There was lots of sparks and metal and noises, and
I think she'd
it
go
was a
insane
lot.
and just have a nice wander through.
Again, it looks like a lot of specialized equipment.
Yeah.
So a lot of things look very delicate and complicated. And then there's other stuff where it's like someone's like hammering on a metal sheet for ages, and you've no clue what's going on. You've just no clue. Even spending like half an hour in there, you have no clue what's going on. It's fascinating, but you've no idea what any of it does.
Yeah.
Or what it's going to be used for.
Does anyone in the room seem suspicious in terms of?
No. It looks like the kind of place where basically the people that employed there look a bit rough. Like they've kind of had like a sort of bad start in life.
Yeah.
Some obviously there's lots of like gang tattoos and affiliations. There's some people that look down on the luck. But there's a fairly good atmosphere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like for all the noise, people are laughing and joking, and there doesn't seem to be any hostility in there.
Yeah.
And the last place is ironically a post office. That has that type of window, just not as you go in the door. Not that you can see it because it's not open at this time, so I don't know whether you've broken in or you're peering through a window.
She'd break in if there's no one around. I think she would attempt to. I don't think she'd be very good at it. Just streetwise, if I can use that, let's see, because I don't think I have anything larceny. No.
Everything is connected.
Everything is connected.
I mean, I feel like you probably could use streetwise.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a post office in the slightly rundown part of town.
Yeah. Break in. Why not? That's why. I got one success and one critical failure.
Oh.
And the critical failure was on one of my hunger dice.
Excellent.
That goes up 2?
Yep.
2. So I'm at 4.
Yep, excellent.
Well, you like it.
You're starting to get a bit hungry. So as you sort of break in, you can hear movement in the back. Nothing bad. Like there was sort of lights under the door. It's almost like, I mean, I've been there when you end up working a late night or whatever. You don't know that. I mean, it could be something untoward is going on.
It's definitely something untoward. Are you kidding me? I closed the door behind me because there's someone coming behind me. Undoubtedly, I will lock it behind me.
Okay, so
quickly send the location marker to Cal.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
With a screaming face.
Yeah. So yeah, there's voices in front of you, and someone's like, "Did you hear that?" And you're like, I don't know. Did you hear something?" It's like, "Yeah, it sounded like something broke." And then, are you just standing in front of the door, or have you like hidden out, or have you gone unseen?
Unseen. Yeah.
Okay. So the door opens, and it's this kind of young guy standing in the doorway, and he's like, I can't see anybody. And he like flicks the lights on.
Yeah.
In the front area, and he's got like a bat. And you can tell he's incredibly nervous.
Yeah.
Like he's terrified, and he's just like, "Anyone here? Come out!"
What kind of? Is he young? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Is he dressed in like? Is he dressed like a postal worker?
Not like a postal worker. Basically, he looks like he should probably still be in high school.
Okay.
He's wearing sort of smart casual, so it's like, dark trousers and like a polo shirt.
Okay.
And you hear behind him, like, so someone peers over his shoulder, and it's like an older woman.
Yeah.
You can tell instantly that they're related.
Okay.
You know that way when it's like some people are like almost a spitting image of it.
Yeah.
You're immediately like, right, okay, these are, if they're not, son and like mother and son, then they're related some way. And she's like, "Look, we don't want any trouble. We keep no money here. It gets picked up at the end of the day. If you need help, so we can help you."
I'm going to move out of sight, and then essentially, and then she'll speak. So I don't want to like suddenly like appear in front of them.
Yeah.
I want as if like I'm hiding.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to figure out what my game plan is, but it was she gonna say. What would she say? What would she do? She would come out and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you."
What? And obviously, like, the young boy's like this with baseball. Like, he's like so on edge. You know that if you make, obviously, it's not really an issue for you, but you know that if you sort of twitch, he's gonna start swinging like a maniac.
I was being chased by somebody, and so I just came in here to get away from them.
Everyone's immediately like, "Oh my goodness!" She like gently pushes like the kid out the way. She's like, "Oh my god, come in!" She's like, "Okay."
If it matters for your timeline at all, by the way, as soon as you sent the scary face, I would have texted Lou saying, "Can't meet you in trouble. Tabitha's in trouble. Gotta go sort that out." So I'm on the way.
I don't know if Lou would go along and be like, "Shit."
Well, yeah, exactly.
If you say Tabitha's in trouble, I will say where.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll just send you like a Google pin, like
yeah, and then
a bunch of emojis like that, the exact emojis that she sent as well.
Yeah,
Just forward the whole message.
Yeah, but yeah, basically, yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no. If
And be like,
Tabitha's
I'm
in
already on
trouble,
my way.
Lou will
Yeah, exactly.
come and
Yeah,
help.
we know that that's like DEFCON 1 for our group. I'll text Reinhardt as well, to be fair. I wouldn't keep him out of the loop. I'd be like,
I mean, I'm pretty
again,
sure.
just send the whole message, but immediately be like, whatever I was doing is over. We need to find Tabitha.
I mean, imagine Reinhardt.
Probably a good idea. I'm at 4 hunger, so who knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah. But yeah, because literally this woman's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And she like takes your hands and she's like, "Oh, you're as cold as ice." And she's like, "Come in." Like gestures you in, and basically, it's almost like you can tell the woman's in like the official uniform.
Okay, so
she works there, but basically, like if you think about it, there was a sign on the door that says there is no money kept in this store overnight.
Yeah.
And like staff don't have access to it and all that sort of stuff.
I'm not here for money.
Well, yeah, I know that, but normal people would be.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop people robbing places like that, though. People don't.
Yeah.
That has the opposite effect. Where like they definitely have money here because they've got a sign that says no money. They've got double money.
But yeah, and there's basically like books and like textbooks, notebooks, and everything spread out on the table, and you realise that you've basically interrupted a study session. So she's like working, because obviously the computer's still on, and she seems like she's working, and obviously like they're doing like his homework and studying and stuff at the same time. But she's like, "Come in," and she gets you to sit down, and she like goes to the cupboard and gets like a big coat and like wraps it around you, and she's like, "Do you need a cup of tea or
This is a very nice. No, I'm okay. This is a very nice coat, though.
It's like a proper big, like, you know, the high-vis ones that are, I have them at work and they're brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically one that's kind of like that, like it's not quite like neon yellow. It's kind of like dark blue, but it's got like the reflective strips on it, but it's like really thick and warm.
Yeah. She would, yeah, so she put on the coat, and she'd ask, you work here?
Yes, I do. Can I help you at all?
Do
you need me to call someone, please, or?
No, if I could just sit here just for a bit, so then they can go away. Have you had people bothering you here?
Unfortunately, we get a lot of people bothering us here, and it's just the nature of our work, but people need...
Did anybody come by yesterday? Like last night?
I don't think so, but I clocked off early last night. We had a parent teacher night.
Alright.
So like pats with
Who so someone took over for you last night?
Yeah.
Trying to think of a way to do this without being suspicious. I guess there's cameras, so we'd hopefully see. Is she sitting next to Tabitha?
No, she's sort of sitting across the desk from her. So basically it's like there's the desk and there's the 2 seats with the computer facing her.
Yeah.
So it's almost like there should have been 2 seats on your side, but one of them's been pulled down because her son's sitting there.
Okay.
So there's just the 1 seat on the other side of the table.
Because I kind of want to lean forward, like, and take her hand.
Easy done.
And see the night before.
Okay. What, from her point of view, or
from her point of view.
Okay.
This is how Tabitha operates, and then I'm sure she's gonna freak everyone out. Good times.
You will be able to do this. That's not an issue. I want to see.
Cat. Wait.
Oh, cat. wait till she comes back. Chase the
Sorry.
cat away.
Huh?
Chase the cat away.
Yeah. Eating things she shouldn't.
Ah, typical cat. Okay, so can Tabitha do either persuasion or manipulation?
Okay. And this is with
For me.
with the hunger dice.
I just want to. It's not.
Rolling.
No, you don't have to do this with the hunger dice
Okay.
because I just want to see how
Whew.
well you can basically keep her under control then, so she doesn't necessarily freak out. Or her son.
Persuasion or
Manipulation, whatever you've got posted.
they're both 3. That's 2 successes.
Excellent. Okay, so you see the night before, so obviously you see her. It's probably around 5 o'clock or so.
Mm-hmm.
And a woman walks into the store and she's like, "Oh, hi Alison, how are you doing today?" She's like, "Thank you so much for covering. I wouldn't normally ask, but it's Jeremy's parent teacher thing." And obviously this woman, she's like, "Yeah, no problem." You don't see her face. Basically the woman, she's like facing away.
Yeah.
But the door had been locked, so she'd obviously heard someone unlock it from the outside. And she's like, "Oh, good luck with parent teacher night." And she's like, "Thanks so much." And she's like, "I've written down everything that I've done, everything that still needs to be done. If you can just do it as quick as possible, and then you can just skedaddle off home."
Mm-hmm.
And then you see her locking up. Again, you catch sort of glimpses of this other woman, but nothing concrete. Like, you know when you're trying to leave somewhere in a rush, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll see you later," and you're like, "Bye." And she locks up, and you see her go into her car, and she drives home, picks up her son, and then they go to parent teacher night.
Yeah,
Just
she
a
wouldn't
normal-
watch that long. As soon as she
Yeah.
left the post office, that would be it.
Yeah.
Just a flash.
So as that happens and she kind of comes out, she sort of blinks a little bit, and she sort of like tilts her head a wee bit, but she doesn't sort of say or do anything.
Yeah.
She's just like, "Are you sure I can't get you anything?"
No, I just need a moment. Just carry on as you were. I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. She's like, "Do you need me to call someone to come and get you?"
No, I texted a friend. So I probably should go see if he's outside.
Okay, do you want me to come with you? Or Jeremy? Jeremy's at the back, like he's like, "I don't want to go anywhere with this." No, it's one of those where
He doesn't want to go
you're
outside.
a teenager. Yeah, you're a teenager in an awkward situation. It's a really bad area, and
Yeah.
you're on edge already, and you're like, "Oh, want to leave this room?"
No, I'm okay. Thank you very much. You're very kind.
And she's like, "Okay." And she sort of like comes out with you to unlock the door.
Yeah.
But you can see that there's sort of supplies at the side. You can tell this place gets broken into a lot. So there's like stuff on the side so she can patch up the hole
Okay.
that you made in the glass.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I would rather this be broken than you be broken. And she like gives you like a pat on the shoulder.
Tabitha will give her a hug.
Aww. And she's like, she gives her like, it's like a very maternal sort of squeeze. And she's like, "You take care, and if you need anything." And she's like, "My name's Eleanor."
Nice to meet you, Eleanor.
"Nice to meet you too." She's like, "If you need anything at all,
Yeah.
we're here for you."
Okay. Thank you.
And it's Tabitha probably isn't aware of this, but Eleanor definitely thinks of her as like a drug addict. Not in a bad way, but like this is the type of people. This is that kind of
No,
area where it's a
that's
really
fair.
rough area.
That's fair. Tabitha doesn't give her a name. She doesn't think about it.
Yeah. So she's
But
very much.
but
like,
Tabitha will kill for this woman now.
Yeah.
Friend.
But she's like, "You take care," and she obviously kind of locks the door, and she's like patching up the sort of
Yeah.
hole. You can see she's not leaving until someone that you trust comes
Yeah.
along.
She won't be
She's
able to
like,
see him.
Probably not, but if Tabitha starts to like walk off or
Yeah,
whatever,
Tabitha will start to walk away from the shop a bit, and keeping an eye out. She'll probably text like a. Oh, she's still quite paranoid, actually. She's not gonna send a thumbs up or anything. She's still quite paranoid and looking around.
yeah.
As soon as I see Tabitha, Kat will send a message like, I see you.
Which would normally be creepy, but
She sends an eyeball back.
Yeah.
just like a
Yeah.
takes a photo of her own eyeball. I can almost imagine like Lou coming from one way and Cal coming from the other.
Yeah. I like that too.
And
Yeah, look.
Lou is a state.
Yeah, right.
There's all night.
Like he has spent the entire day period in the sewer, and it's complete mess.
Yeah, Cal comes up to you and he's like, I'm sorry you had to go into the sewers. I know that is not your domain.
It's fine.
We need to get someplace safe. We're not safe out here.
Where is it here? Why are we here?
Tabby, what are you doing?
Let's move. She's right. Wait, let's
She
get out of here.
you can tell she needs to feed.
Yeah, I
At
would
that
say
mark.
I can
She's like
smell
twitchy.
who is inside Tabitha.
There's a lovely mother, and she's got a son, and they're doing homework, and they're really sweet, and I'll kill anyone that comes near them.
A whole family.
Nice family.
Oh, those are my favorite.
Oh, if I didn't know any better.
We should leave. This place is not safe
No, it's not.
for us.
So
They
if-
live there?
No, they don't. She works there, but she was not there yesterday when the old lady came past with the box. It was somebody else. It was maybe a woman named Allison that works there that they swapped out. I couldn't see her face though, and there was
The
this
old
other
lady,
place.
the one you devoured. Yes.
Yes, she would have.
Oh, Lou, we killed the messenger. She was redundant.
Tabitha would take her hand, take Lou's hands. Like she would have died anyway because that's all she was supposed to do. She was compelled to walk this different routes to these 4 different places, and that's where I went today. I went to 4 different places, and they were all
Wait,
very
this is
strange.
one of them.
This is one of them. Yes, the post office was one of them. But the thing is
I
that
mean,
when I
makes
saw
sense.
the thing, and there was just a black wall where the boxes, so someone was blocking my visions in some fashion, so I couldn't see the exchange. But I think it probably has something to do with, because if it was Peter's PO box, and he probably has control of the vampire hunters that they were part of, and so I was trying to find them, but then I ended up finding this mom instead, and she was lovely.
Okay.
Do they help? Are they're not involved.
They're not involved. No, of course they're not involved. But Allison might have been there, but I don't know. That's why I think we need to check the cameras for each location to see if we can see who arrived, because I think finding out who these people are will lead us
Yes,
to
they have their fingers in the postal service.
somebody. But if he was
Yes.
able to compel this woman that indefinitely, because I saw this, there's this shadowy
Ingrid.
figure. They knew everything about this old woman. Everything.
Mm.
Kids' names, schools. It's like they were friends, family for life, and then they compelled her to do this route until she would die one
So
way or another.
this was like a long-term domination?
Yeah, she was compelled to walk until she died. visiting these 4 places. Someone would be there to trade the boxes.
So those are the people that the old lady is gone. She's not
She's
important.
gone.
It is
Well, that's worse
who
than
she
any shit I ever
gave.
did. And
Um,
It's
the
it's
4
like a
boxes
donkey.
had different sounds though.
Sounds?
There was the box that clinked, the box that squished, the box that rustled, and a silent box.
Is the box that squished, as you say, a box?
I think so. It had that
Um,
fleshy sound of flesh.
Yes.
I'm like,
where
how many
head-
times do you put flesh in a box?
I reckon in our careers more than you'd
Probably a
imagine.
lot,
Actually,
yeah.
Only a
I
few
think we know
times.
that sound.
Too often. And
Then
the-
how do you we could get the cameras. We can. There's always back doors. You feel that will help us if we can see who is handling them?
I think so. Something.
It's
Need to do something.
Agreed. We must do something. We are always at a disadvantage, and I hate it.
yes. Well,
Lou, you look terrible.
thank you. Where are we going?
Oh, I got you a coat. She pulls out suddenly a bag. She's been doing random shopping and she bought you a new jacket.
You do stink of the underground. It is
I did
not...
buy this.
Yes, thank you, Cal. I'm very aware.
Oh, okay. I thought it was intentional.
I mean, it was a circumstance of intention. I
I feel like
intended.
that sums up our entire existence.
No, I intended to hide, and the only place I could think that would be safe from this spectre would be near prey.
Oh,
I've done a lot worse things than what I've done to David, and this is the first time a wrathful spirit has come back to try and kill me. So,
yes, that is...
and we already
very-
kind of pinned that the fact that that happened is probably something to do with these fuckers in prey trying to screw with us.
Have you heard back from Reinhardt? Does he
Yeah, where is
know
he?
how to dispel the spectre?
I check my phone again. I don't think I did receive anything from Reinhardt. No, I don't think.
Just the basic one of doing research.
He
Yeah,
just
leave me
said
be.
he's doing some
Yeah.
research, apparently.
Just fuck it off and leave me alone.
I feel like that's his role sometimes. He's cute, right? He disappears for a while and figures stuff out. And
Yeah.
we leave him to it. Then, for now, beware David.
Yes, which is why I was hiding, to make sure that A, if David did come looking for me, he wouldn't go to any of you, and B,
Thank you.
if he did come looking for me and find me, he'd at least find me in a place where they don't want him.
Never hide in the sewers. It is where secrets flow. The worst place to hide.
This was not an optimal choice, and it is not.
They never are, my friend.
It
Of
was
this, I
not a
understand. He, like, looks at
preference.
you, like, I can tell this is not your
No, I don't
most
like it. I do like
maneuvers.
the new coat. I'll wait until we get back to the apartment so I can wash before I try it on. Because
Yeah, I imagine we're walking. Obviously, we're not just stood still. Tabitha, I will get access to these cameras. I'm gonna try to do that. Like, is there like a place where I can?
I imagine Cal has ways of hacking into CCTV.
Yeah, and see if we can. I'll spend the night like in a electronics box, locked, closed, to see if I can watch hours and hours of footage. Because I like to imagine Cal doesn't, like how people in the actual job they skim through it and look for interesting moments. He just watches all of it. But there's no. He just watches every single second like it's the most important second until something happens.
Okay. Is that basically Cal now for the rest of the night? Are you going to tell Lou about the video, the recording?
yeah, we got stuff. Yeah,
When
that's
it was
fair.
the whole help, I need help, and then it
Yes,
was like,
yeah,
nope,
that's true.
Tabitha's in danger.
Yeah, Tabitha overruled it. Yeah, that's fair. So like, I imagine he's like knelt down by this like box, like patching into old feet the feed or whatever, and he's like, "Oh yes, Lou. I don't think I have the terms for this. It is new in a world that is very old, old world. It is new to me.
Sorry.
The recording of the fool in the sewer,
Oh, right. Yes.
but it seems it was me,
I figured.
but
Mm.
not as I am.
No.
As something far more carnal, old Nosferatu blood, akin to the bat, perhaps.
Yeah. No,
I find my jaw works differently now.
Well, that's fun.
Metamorphosis.
That's exciting. That's actually that's the first interesting thing that's happened to us this month that wasn't trying to kill us.
That is actually true. Yes, it's the first thing that's not on our side, but not antagonistic. My fears are aligned with the fact I have no recollection of these moments of metamorphosis. It's not to say I don't have control. I always have control. But I have no recollection as of yet.
No, but still an interesting thought.
The problem is I'm going to have to reach out to Vater, my old sort of clan liege. He will know more about this. This is of my kind.
Amazing.
I belong to the family of monsters.
How many of us have been going back and speaking to our old clans?
Yes, this crossed my mind as well. Perhaps that is the what would you say? The common thread? Is that
Yeah.
what binds us?
Yeah. Well,
Is that what
I guess
leads to prey?
it always was, right? We were all
Perhaps.
outcasts,
I worry
I guess,
that
in a
this
way.
is what it is now coming home. We talked about who was working against us, but perhaps they're not working against us. Maybe they're connected. I don't know.
I want to be proactive and start making moves, but
All walls close in.
David is getting really intense.
Deal with him.
I know.
Ow. Reinhardt's magics?
Hopefully.
Spells?
I hope. I got no other ideas. I've got a
Me neither.
gun. I don't even know if a gun's going to do anything against a spectre.
I've shot myself in the head. It does nothing.
Well,
How long does research take?
To be fair, it's probably been about an hour and a half since Reinhardt sent the message.
Yeah.
So Akila's been dropped stuff off for Reinhardt and left again. And the whole time this has been going on.
he's just repeatedly texting me that I killed him.
I have this wonderful scene in my head of like Cal sitting in front of this like electric box just with wires everywhere. Lou leaning up against the boss, just completely just disgusting with his phone, just reading all this layers, like message after message, and Tabitha's just pacing back and forth, watching everyone that's coming past.
That's how I imagine it too. Yeah. We don't even care. Like,
If she spots like someone by themselves walking slowly,
Dead.
like into, she's gonna go feed, because obviously that person, they're by themselves. Why would someone be by themselves in the middle of the night
They
in this
wanna
area?
be.
It's them.
Like,
You killed me, you killed me, you killed me, you killed me, you killed me.
you did though.
I mean, I did. It's not wrong.
It's not an erroneous ghost,
But
just.
I killed a lot of people. Like,
What's the big
Wow.
deal?
really? Yes.
You're just one in a million.
It's just.
You're not special.
I
Oh,
killed so
you
many
were
people. Like,
I've
this
killed
is.
all the boys.
This is
Gonna write that
nothing.
down
We're
for
Tabitha pace
later.
about. I'm
Yeah.
like Luke. Cal's like patching in his
And
head.
I left people in
Ah.
like way worse states than I left him. I don't know.
Some of my people are still in comas, but this is not a scorekeeping game. What is wrong with Tabitha? She seems edgy, but I was with her. She's fed not long ago.
Tabby, you okay?
No,
What's wrong?
I told
them.
you.
They're everywhere. Is that person walking by themselves?
Perhaps, but they are everywhere.
Eh.
Which them?
Tabby, do you need to eat?
Yeah, do
Shush.
Sarah, do a quick awareness roll for me.
Only have 2 in awareness. Oh, but that's a critical success and a success. So
Nice.
Excellent.
nice.
So
Cool.
as they are doing their own thing and they're like, Tabby, calm down, you're like, oh, over there. You just
Squirrel!
take off. Yeah, but it's literally someone though that's like literally looking really dodgy.
Yeah,
Are you just literally gonna go?
I'm just gonna go.
Fuck, I'll
She's
chase.
gonna
I'll chase
go
her.
feed.
I was like, you do
I'm
your
bu-
thing.
I'm busy. Yeah.
She's gonna go feed.
Excellent. Okay, do one straight resolve for me to see if you are gonna kill this person or if you're gonna.
No successes. No crits. Either way. That's a whole lot of fail.
That is a whole lot of failure.
Again, it's 6 and up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got 5 and 4s.
Oh God, you did need a big dice fail. That's what you need right now.
Yeah, I'm not rolling very well today.
So yeah, as you go running over to this person,
Mhm.
obviously it's so fast that this mortal doesn't really notice
Yeah.
until you're like right in front of them. Do you even say anything or do you
Nope.
just pounce? Okay, so as that's
Watching
happening,
us. So
Yeah.
sent by what's his name? Anyway.
um, so as you just pounced on this poor person that was poking their head around the corner, I imagine as Lou comes running over, Tabitha ends up being like a cat that's got like a chicken leg, and you're trying to get them off, and she starts growling because she's like mine, and then accidentally basically kills this. You drain them dry, so your hunger's now down to 0.
Yeah.
But you do unintentionally kill this poor random person. I feel like if Lou hadn't come rush charging over, you probably could have kept your resolve. But we're gonna blame Lou for this one.
She'll stop. Then she'll look up at Lou and go, sorry.
It's fine. It's not the worst thing we have to deal with.
She'll pet this poor victim's like, sorry. You pet his head.
Oh, he's. Yeah. Why don't you go and watch over Cal whilst he works, and I'll deal with this.
She'll get up and go over to Cal.
I imagine it's almost like a teenager that's like, I'm really sorry. Just
Fine.
like
It's okay. It's okay, Tabby.
kind of drag your feet a bit as you walk
Back.
Yeah. Lou's gonna pick up the body, and then. Whereabouts in the city are we?
You're almost in the kind of bad part of town, like edging onto the proper bad part of town.
Fair enough. Yeah. Cal will kind of just pick up the body, go in a bit more into the bad part of town, duck into an alleyway, put the body on the floor, shoot him in the head, and then run off.
Fair. Okay, that's a good way to hide a vampire kill, I suppose.
Yeah, I imagine I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you have practiced
Yeah.
To be fair.
Tabitha, you're back. Are you okay now? You smell better.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel better.
Was it the family?
No,
No?
I think it was just. It's been
Oh, you didn't feed on your new little litter? No? You said there was
No.
a child, a brother? No? Oh,
There was a teenage boy.
that would have. Can you imagine the kind of intensity that would have introduced to their life?
I couldn't.
You can. It's a privilege of our whole situation.
No, not a family.
I find it has the biggest ripples.
It feels too sacred. It's too good for me.
Mm-hmm. I've never felt so foreign. It's my favorite. And I've patched in. What am I looking for? What time?
Oh,
I watch all of it, but I don't have time now. I mean, I watch all of it anyway.
um, well, it would have been when the woman was like, wait, it was during. It was a
Wait.
changeover shift, because she was going to go do parent night. What is it? What is that?
Oh, it's
But
when
5
they
o'clock night.
they go and hear platitudes about their children. I've heard of this.
Really? They
There
say
won't be
nice
two.
things about their kids?
Ostensibly, it's a social convention. They're not too late. They're not like midnight, so
No.
6 o'clock, and I'll
Yeah.
like scroll back to 6 o'clock, or between that shift, so maybe a bit later. Well, earlier if they had to go.
Yeah, a bit earlier, yeah.
Do we see the old lady turning up, or in between?
You, as you're sort of scrolling through, so you see this,
I'm not
like, the
lying on the
qualities.
street. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the woman, obviously Tabitha killed her. It was far away from here.
Yeah.
But basically, you see this woman come into frame. Again, you never quite see her face. She doesn't look like she's in a hurry, or anything like that. And she gets out her keys, unlocks the door, and then like 2 seconds, it's almost like a minute and a half later, you see this other woman that, if Tabitha's watching, will point out is Eleanor.
Eleanor was her name.
Yeah, and then
And when she comes on screen, Tabitha was like, Cal, could you find out where she lives? That woman.
This
That
woman?
one.
I'm
Yeah.
going to tap the screen.
Yeah.
I can try.
She's not important to what we're doing. I'd like to know.
Why?
I'm curious.
I will try.
Thank you.
I'll like save a screenshot of her and send it to my Google. Magelda, my favorite.
Yep.
I'm
She
this
she sends a message back, and she's like, "We'll get on that ASAP."
Thank you. See you soon. I make a bunch of lies like I rented a film for dinner and I've got food. I'll see you tonight. But I perpetually stand her up, obviously. I never meet her.
Yeah. And she's like, "Looking forward to it."
Forever.
Yeah.
The infinite catfish.
Yep. So you again see people walking past, like none of them bother about the store. Obviously, it's that time of night where people are kind of getting home from work. Although this sort of time, there's a lot of people going to work, because obviously a lot of people there are not the best, like they're not the most well off. So there's a lot of like night shift work and dodgy dealings going on. So there are a few people wandering about the streets. And after watching it, are you watching it in real time or are you speeding up a bit?
No, I'll be scrubbing for because Tabitha knows kind of what she's looking for. You'll watch the rest later though. But yeah, it'll just be looking forward, back and forward.
So you see the camera, there's almost like, if you didn't know any better, you would think it was almost like smoke or like a weird glitch in the camera.
Mm-hmm.
And then it sort of flickers. You see the little lady just come into screen, and then it's static for
Oh.
about not even a minute, and then the static disappears as the woman's sort of heading out of frame.
Do I can do this to technology. Do I definitely know that's like kindred stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Allison is in the shop during that time.
Yes.
We need her.
The mother?
No. Allison. The woman who
Never
replaced.
Ah.
I don't know if
yes,
she's a mother.
Perhaps.
We-
Yes, we should find her. This, and like I'll rewind to like when it goes all glitchy. This is Nosferatu. This is shadows, ghosts in the machines.
Nosferatus.
I'll show you a picture. I'll take a picture of myself on the phone and show it you that it just comes up like garbled, like wisps. Yes, this is me, dear. We're the ones that cannot be seen. You hide in the dark. We are the dark.
So are they using Nosferatu?
Perhaps we're not
Where's
the
the Nos-
only ones who can do this, but this is shadows and wisps.
What if it is your friends?
No.
Somebody.
We made a pact. They let me free. I chose technology. And I promised I would not enter their sinewy secrets. There's no need. There's no gain. We don't do things without gain.
If somebody has betrayed us, and it was someone close.
Or maybe they don't know.
They're being used.
Yes, they think they're... The Rattlings talked about keeping it in. Maybe they think that's what they're doing. Maybe they are. We must find this Allison. We need to connect her to this lady. We need to know who...
Is the sun set at that point?
What at the point of in the video?
Yeah. Is it night?
It would be getting to nighttime, so the sun wouldn't. It would be about to set. Not about sunset.
Okay.
fools until it's not.
Well, you need to talk to them then.
Yes, I would agree, actually.
Because if they're betraying, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, it's still the same outcome.
Vader's not very friendly. He's old school. He won't do anything for free, not even speak to us. And if he is doing it, he will definitely not admit to it.
So what do we do?
We ask. We see what game he's playing. He will ask something of me. I will pretend to acquiesce and then avoid it for 200 years.
Do we come?
You wish to come? Yes, you should come.
Okay.
You would vex him. Lou will not enjoy it, but he's welcome to come. Reinhardt, perhaps no.
So we have to do this. We have to deal with it with this ghosty.
They will not be involved in ghosts. That is adjacent. I don't see the threat there. They are old. They believe in old ways. They're afraid of when technology fell. They went back to the underground. And ghosts, specters. No.
How much more time do we have for the night?
Yeah.
You've probably still got a good few hours.
Okay.
at this point, like say, Reinhardt has had the book and an assortment of things
Mm.
for probably about half an hour, 45 minutes at this point.
I'll send Reinhard a GIF, and it's the
Oh,
guy
and his new
standing
phone.
there, being impatient.
My phone's still switched off, so
I was gonna say, I was like, at this point though, I imagine Reinhardt has probably read through the spell.
mhm.
I don't know if you would have memorized it. I don't know if that's a thing Reinhardt would do anyway,
he'd
because
probably
you could take it with you.
do his best to memorize as much as possible, and would take the book anyway because he'd want to have a backup.
Mm.
Yeah, and he'll probably switch on his phone, see the message of the waiting person, and probably reply with, "I am done, I think," and then message Cal and say, "I need one of those video cameras you can wear."
Just like done.
Okay.
And I'll go to the police station and steal one.
I mean, it's not difficult. I imagine though, Cal has probably like GoPro things.
That's true, actually. Yeah, he probably has a lot of body cams. Yeah.
Yeah, they're handy for hiding
Yeah.
in places as well because they're
Yeah, that's
small
true,
enough.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So, is Reinhardt going to arrange a meet-up point? Are you going to say that you've got a spell for the Spectre?
I will just probably say we should meet and talk.
Yep.
Yeah, fair. Should we meet back at Thirst then?
Yeah, that'll do.
To the club.
To the club, yeah.
Okay, and
I'm
I have
assuming you
noticed.
come with us, Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Or
come
you-
back from
I
getting the
suppose you
pot.
could-
As soon as I come back from disposing of the body.
I like to imagine when I was talking to Tabitha, we just heard one good shot go off and not flinch at all. Just be like,
Yep.
Imagine you're like classic.
Yeah.
We're probably
My
gonna
work
need
is
more.
done.
We're probably gonna need more ammo.
I mean, it's not difficult. Reinhardt has contact.
Well, that's taken care of. Where are we going?
I think
we need,
you need to
no.
perk up.
I've had a really, really awful day and night, and
Tabitha will give him a big hug. Me too.
he wraps his arms around her, just holding back from crying at this point.
Oh. I imagine Lou probably has enough time to go and have a shower before they meet up at first.
Yeah, I'll go and clean up before heading to the club. I don't want to walk around like this. And I'll meet you guys there.
I'll come with you. I'm coming with you.
Okay.
I'm coming with
I'll-
you.
I'll catch up with
Let's
you guys
go.
later. I'm gonna check out this family anyway. Make sure they're okay.
The post office family.
Yes.
And on that note, we will wrap it up tonight because it's 25 to 11.
Oh, yeah.
And people have work and stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
So next time we will pick up with you all meeting up at Thirst and seeing if you guys can defeat a Spectre.
Yeah,
Maybe tie up some loose ends.
We've got
Yeah.
to. Right. I feel like we're on the chomping bit now. I'm close. We're
Yeah.
close.
And investigate a post office family.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna totally.
Live in their
Leave it.
house now.
Yeah.
Tabitha's gonna go too. Just watch. She's gonna hang out.
Yes. I'm gonna teach you the
You're in the
ways
middle,
of letting your crop grow.
Well,
Peer through the cat flap. with a
Tabitha's
letterbox.
got a thing about families and how she's never had one. So
Yeah. Cal has a thing too, but it's a lot more sinister.
Yeah.
Perfect.
To be fair,
Now
like,
it's a
this-
buddy cop job.
Yeah. Eleanor was literally like full blown mother. Like,
Yeah.
anything-
Tabitha's
yeah, we-
never experienced that before, ever.
Yeah. like she literally didn't want anything in return. She just wanted to make sure that Tabitha was safe. She didn't even know her name.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a dark side campaign where you get to like get closer and closer, and I orchestrate terrible things in their family. To see.
I mean, who knows? Something could happen to this family. You don't.
That's
Oh,
another
no.
play by post that we'll do. We'll just
Yeah,
we'll start our
that's the
own
next
story
one.
of and just
Sorry,
me and
just
Rob
me.
writing
Just
back and forth.
systematically destroying this family.
While Tabitha's trying to fix it and just wants to be part of the family.
Yeah,
And then they're
You're
all
like-
turned in the end.
yeah. Orchestrated horrors. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one.
Amazing. Well, for everyone watching, thank you for coming along and joining us. We are Wayfarers League, and you can find us at wayfarersleague.com. There are links on our website to our Discord channel, YouTube, Twitch, merch store, and everything else in between. I can't think when our next stream will be after this one. I think
Savage Worlds.
the
probably.
Savage Worlds. Yes, Savage Worlds on Friday. We are starting our Savage Worlds month
Oh, sick.
on
That's
Friday,
great.
and I will be hosting a series of workshops teaching people how to play that wonderful system.
Amazing. Yes.
So make sure to come along and check that out. Plenty of seats still available on the workshop. So if you head to wayfarersleague.com, go to the events page, make sure to sign up for the workshops so that we can have a nice, good, big group joining in on that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, we will catch you guys then, and have a good evening.
Night.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.